Your Hangout is live. TnF Wrestling is live. Frank is live. I'm live. Everybody's live. Let's
We're
talk
live,
about
baby.
wrestling.
Let's talk it, baby.
So, Frank, Fastlane
Fastlane.
was quite a blur.
Yeah, it was. I guess it was good. You know what's weird? It's that I knew the outcome and I was happy about the outcome. So it was just okay. It was good. I had nothing to complain about or be upset about. I think I'm just used to that after every other pay-per-view.
Yeah. Because I think everybody pretty much had Styles winning anyway, right?
Yeah, there wasn't many people that thought he wouldn't win.
Yeah, because I mean, for one, you're swapping up lots of storylines real late, and you're negating the Nakamura AJ thing. Like that'd be the tease that people couldn't get over, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I didn't like, obviously, was the Shane stuff. I mean, it was just so stupid and blatant and ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's the hot headedness and whatever, and yeah,
The McMahon shit, and yeah.
It was over the top, and it wasn't necessary, especially when it doesn't seem like, unless Daniel Bryan's going to come back,
Yeah,
and help Shane, and it's going to be a tag match, him and Bryan versus the two of them. But I don't. That seems even if Bryan is medically cleared, and maybe that's why he's not here these past couple weeks.
Well, no, he wasn't there because him and Brie had his cousin's wedding.
Yeah, sure. Even if he is cleared and moving forward, that's he has some kind of match planned. This would make no sense even for the whole storyline that you've built up.
No,
animosity. Plus, Daniel Bryan would probably be pissed with the way that Shane handled himself like that.
But then again, they come out on SmackDown and beat the living hell out of him and make him sound like he's having a baby, and
that whatever fucking sound that was coming out of him, Shane, if you practice that, God bless your soul. I
don't know either.
There's no words, man.
It was something special.
So now, is there any supposed rumor or plan or reasoning why Shane is stepping away?
No, I mean, I haven't. Nobody knows anything right now. Everyone's speculating that now it's going to be a triple threat match, which makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. So why would?
No,
because obviously Sammy and KO were just doing those promos to make Shane think they were hating each other again. But meanwhile, they're on the same page again. So why would it be a triple threat match?
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't want to fight each other, and for what? It's not for anything.
And also, too, you just beat up Shane as a duo.
I mean, it makes no sense. He needs to get a partner of some sort. So I'm just curious what happens this week when Daniel Bryan returns.
Yeah.
I mean, because most likely Shane's going to be kept off TV probably till the week of Mania.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if there was if he had some business overseas that he needed to take care of, or family vacation, or whatever bullshit reason he's going to be off, or if it's just straight up storyline, let's.
No, he needs to go help Vincent Guerrero.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so weird. Why would you show that?
Yeah, it was
that he was sitting there that time.
I think it was everyone saying it's to get that it's a real feel, so you feel like you're really seeing something you're not supposed to see. So you're really not supposed to see that Shane's back there because he's really on TV storyline. He's the commissioner of SmackDown, but in real life, he's there helping Vince run Raw. Basically the kayfabe.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But what does that enhance?
It enhances it for the viewer, I guess. Like you're seeing something you're not supposed to be seeing. Like making it feel real, like more like shoot style.
But here's the thing: for any of us that have any kind of fucking want for the slightest bit of kayfabe, it fucking completely ruins all of that.
Oh, I know, and it makes us hate.
You undo way more.
I know.
Than for any fucking. So that's the thing. What's the gain? What's the purpose? All for fucking again. All for
Well, the
fucking.
purpose is, remember, wrestling is not booked for me and you and everybody who's on our page. It's booked for the casual fan who doesn't know this stuff, who doesn't know that Vince is sitting right behind the curtain with Shane.
That's fine. So they learn that. So fucking 7 casuals learn that Vince McMahon is sitting there. They also learn that everything that they've been told about SmackDown and Raw competing is bullshit.
Yes.
What's more damaging?
Getting Reigns over. That's all that matters, Thad. Come on, where have you been? All that matters is get Roman Reigns over. Nothing else in the company matters except getting Roman Reigns over.
He's bullshit.
It's a top babyface that they will not boo at WrestleMania.
He's bullshit.
So we can put the match on last because Roman must main event WrestleMania 10 billion years in a row and defeat everyone's records.
He's a bullshit, man. So, anyway, let's see. Let's run down quick the matches. First of all, can we start with the tag match? That's actually the one I'm most excited about talking about.
Sure. So we had the Usos versus the New Day, and obviously the Bludgeon Brothers came out and decimated them.
Wait, fantastic! I love the fact that they're actually doing something with the Bludgeon Brothers as opposed to beating up jobbers and sort of walking nearby the champs and stuff like that. The fact that there was no contest because of it, it's perfect because, you know, you don't have to pin the Usos. You don't have to pin New Day. You don't fucking nothing. Just carry over. Mania. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. Make it better.
Yeah, I think they've done a very good job with them. And, you know, what they did on SmackDown worked great too. And you know what I really liked? I liked that you had the two guys who were not that hurt come together that were just against each other in their heel and face.
Yeah.
I kind of, that's something missing. I don't see anything like that in a long time.
They're both fucking tweeners.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think the Usos are tweeners.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. You think they've been heels the past few weeks?
I mean, they do what heels could do, you know, but
what? No, they don't. They haven't been cheating. They don't cheat to win their matches. They just have hardcore promos.
Yeah,
they don't have face paint. You know what I'm saying? But even them on commentary, like it's them joking around, them putting people over. Like it's not, you know, they're just straight up, you know, we're the best right now.
Yeah.
But they're not heels. They're not cheating to win. They're not ducking anybody. They're not running from anybody. They're not getting DQ'd so they don't lose the belts. You know, they're not heels right now at all.
Well, I think they're not heel in the general way because they're winning and they are better than everybody else and they've proved it and they've done it without cheating. So I mean that's part of the problem, I guess. You could say that why they're not true heels.
Yeah. But I'm fine. But also too, at the same time, I'm fine with that. I'm not saying they have to be faces. But yeah, but they're not. It's not a heel face thing.
Yeah.
Because honestly, fucking New Day cheats more than the Usos do.
Yes, they do.
And they're by far not heels.
Yeah.
So they're both in that like sort of tweener. Usos are edgier. New Day's a little bit more fan friendly, younger kid friendly, let's say. But yeah, they're both. But and also too, they're killing it right now. But I also like this for the tag division. I like the fact that they're giving us something a little different. The only thing is, SmackDown's roster is top heavy. If you don't do anything with like Benjamin and Gable, it's like they only know how to book for the belts right now.
Yeah,
in the tag division. That's why I'm hoping the Bludgeon Brothers is going to lead to something good, because whether you put the belts on them now or maybe later or fucking whatever, not even ever, they're obviously planting themselves firmly in the title picture, and you can't do a three-way all the time. So there's room for the Usos or for the New Day to actually fight other people. And God forbid, winning matters, and there's a number one contender-ish ranking system. Is that too much to ask for? I don't think so.
Yeah. Anyway, good job, WWE.
Yeah, no, but the match, and also too, the Usos and New Day were killing it before that happened.
Yeah.
But this happening was a good thing, not in a way where it's like, oh man, you use some fucking weak booking interference to blah, blah, blah. No, this works because ramping up to Mania, you're adding a legit threat to the belts to both of them, you know. But at the same time, you need to do so. Bludgeon Brothers need to win, and I think they need to win the belts relatively soon. For
Yeah,
this,
well, I think they win it at WrestleMania. To be honest,
I
don't see any reason why not.
Yeah,
maybe put the Usos back on Raw.
Yeah, they did tease it. Just running through the competition kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because fucking Raw. And here's the thing: SmackDown was doing a good job with the tag teams for a while.
Yeah,
right before
but they
right before we hit
out.
the Mania season. Whether it's Vince, I don't know, curtailing storylines because of Mania focus and that kind of stuff, or they just don't have anything for the other guys right now creatively, which is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the other reason I don't like, as much as I enjoy the fun interaction that Breezango and Wasteland, fucking Ascension.
Yeah,
As much as they're like funny together and that kind of comedy, making them a joke of a tag team is biting you in the ass right now, because there's no reason Ascension can't be competing against these other tag team matches on a week-to-week basis. I'm not saying put the belts on them, but if they were still a serious tag team, you wouldn't think it's a joke if the Usos face them, or New Day faces them, or Bludgeon Brothers face them. You know?
agreed.
Is it like the same thing with Santino? Like, he became the comedy act, and I get it. He was, he's the fucking the new Doink, right, or whatever. But the guy was actually an okay wrestler when he started, right? And he had the whole amateur background and all that kind of stuff too. Why make him such a joke in the ring that anytime you put him in there, he has to lose, or it's some kind of over the top gimmick as to why he could possibly win a match? Like, just make it that he's just not good enough to be in title contention, but he doesn't have to be an absolute buffoon of a wrestler, you know? And they get caught up in that shit too much sometimes. Like, yeah, Breezango is funny. They're gimmickly funny. You're probably not putting the belts on them. As much as I'd sort of like to see it, I'm okay with that. But do we have to make them jokes in the ring where they lose in like 2 minutes to anybody that's focused? Come on. You could still, those two guys are too gifted athletically and good workers to just fucking make them props. You know? You can still get good matches out of these guys, even if they're not winning.
Agreed. All right. So the other big match was the U.S. title match.
It was good.
That was a very really good match. They both look great. Randy Orton did what he always does. Other guys look great, and but he surprised us when he came out with the win. So,
I did say I could definitely see them putting the belt on him and then have Rude, challenge him at Mania, and maybe Rude wins it back at Mania too. That way, you make Randy Orton a grand champion. You don't just do the whole stall tactic for the pay-per-view before Mania. It gives it a little bit more meaning too if Bobby Roode can win it back from Randy Orton on the grandest stage of them all.
Yeah.
So I like this for the feud. As long as the belt goes back to Rude, or Rude at least gets a good program moving upward and forward.
I think Jinder's actually gonna. I think they're gonna give the title to Jinder, to be honest, and I think Bobby Roode's gonna turn heel though.
I'm okay with Rude being heel too. That's almost why I thought maybe you could even have him cheat to win at Mania.
Yeah, maybe do that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they want to do with Jinder though. If they want to give him something, going forward.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
But I mean, like, how do you even face Jinder if you want to make Roode a heel?
I don't think you face him. Randy Orton's still the face. Still, I still think.
Yeah, but so Roode is just not going to fight for the belt for 3 to 6 months?
I don't know. We'll see. Listen, and remember, we have the change coming, so we don't know who's moving to where and what's going to happen. So
yeah,
don't try to think too long term.
See, I don't like this. I don't.
Listen, it's the time that they have a lot to move. They've all fought each other, and now year's up, and it's like, all right, we need some change. Shake things up a bit.
But there's so many fucking and that's the thing, and this is where I'll maybe agree with you a little bit more on SmackDown because they don't spread the people out well on SmackDown.
No,
everybody's in this fucking 6-pack challenge for the title.
Yeah,
and then there's a huge fall off for the United States belt, and then there's a huge fallout to fucking everything else. Actually, there's everybody 6-pack challenge, main event, blah blah blah, world title, right? Tag division, tag title, not division, tag title. A distant second, a distant third has been the U.S. belt, and then fucking a real distant fourth is really everything else. There's no storylines on a week-to-week basis intertwined with each other.
No,
other than the belts, and that's and again, I get a lot of shit for the people that like hate the Attitude Era. During the Attitude Era, they knew how to book people without a belt.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying we need tits and ass. I'm not saying we need fucking gravy lingerie matches.
But listen, you had your Steve Blackmans, you had your Al Snows,
You had the mid card was strong as fuck. And when top guys weren't fighting for the belt, sometimes they went for the Intercontinental belt because you know what? That was still fucking prestigious.
And I'm not going to try to compare the talent now to then, but you do have a very talented roster right now.
This is probably, honestly, top to bottom, this is more talent than the Attitude Era had.
Yeah, I mean, you had 3, 4 top guys on top that all were the bona fide main eventers, but
I would even give them a little bit more credit than that. They had sometimes there was 1 or 2 of them out, but you had probably like 8 guys that were like main event worthy back then. But you know what? You could have The Rock face Triple H for the Intercontinental belt, or you know what? Not even for the Intercontinental belt, just because they hated each other.
Yeah,
and it was a big deal. It was a big feud. It meant something, and there was no title on the line. And then Stone Cold could face fucking whoever, Goldust or Mick Foley or Shawn Michaels or whoever the fuck it was at the time.
Kane, whatever.
The belt. Yeah, Kane or the Undertaker or something. And for a while they had like the Big Boss Man, the corporate nation and bullshit and all that kind of shit. But anyway. You had your big star, but and the mid card was bolstered by the big stars, but there was good mid carders. They think about it. They kept the fucking hardcore belt relevant. They had a between if you go back far enough between the 2 shows. Now, granted, there was 2 rosters worth of people, but there was a television title. There was a world heavyweight belt. There was an intercontinental belt. There was a this belt. There was a that belt. Tag divisions were fucking nonstop action. Belts meant something. Even when they fucking went to the brand split, back in the day, and there was a SmackDown belt and a Raw belt and stuff. Like both divisions on both shows were good. You don't have that now. And it's not because of lack of talent, because there's fucking a lot of talent right now.
No, it's just lazy booking and bad creative, and it's really just lazy booking. It's the only thing I can say at this point.
Yeah,
the biggest problem.
And look, you hear all the horror stories of what it's like to be a fucking writer in the WWE, and I don't want to diminish that. If they have a tough life, they have a tough life, and like not tough life, but like if they're stressed and all that, I get it. I really do. Working for Vince and staff and Triple H and all the egos and all the backstage politics and all that bullshit. It's got to be fucking a minefield. But you know what? You're writing a fucking wrestling show. You're getting paid to do it. And I think a lot of what they lost was all those dudes that were passionate about writing got burnt out.
Yeah.
And as a company, not as a wrestling product, but as a company, they decided, oh, these writers write for soap operas.
Yeah.
We're basically, like the male soap opera. We're a weekly episodic show. They do fucking 5 days a week, rather. This is perfect. They can write for this easy. But someone that's used to killing somebody off and bringing them back from the dead 2 weeks later, and this one marrying that one, and then like that's one thing, right? They stretch storylines, but like at a moment's notice, it's boom, you write an actor off because they left the show. Fuck them, and you bring back somebody. Oh, plastic surgery. It's the same guy. Waka Waka, twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of shit. You don't have the passion for what it means to fucking have a good match in the ring, as opposed to necessarily all the backstage shenanigans and oh, look at me, I'm on Periscope or whatever. Periscope didn't fucking work, but whatever the fuck, Facebook Live, and we're in the tag team, did blah blah blah, and you're gonna get these, like everybody's got little graphics and bullshit. I appreciate what they're trying to do, and for the kids and for the younger generation, where that fucking memes and texting and this is just fucking, that's all they know. It makes sense. I get it. The flashy booms and bings and blah blah blah, pop-up video and shit. I'm even fine with all that shit, even though some of it, honestly, I thought at first it was cool, but when I saw it's like over the top and gimmicky, I'm not really digging it as much. But I can understand why they're doing it, and I understand why it has its place. But that doesn't mean you don't still need to book good matches and put good people together and run storylines off of these matches, instead of like, all right, who's fighting today? Okay, their 5 second background is A, B, and C, and they're gonna wrestle, and that's it. And then next week they're gonna face somebody else, and it doesn't matter. And next week it's gonna face somebody else, and it doesn't matter. And nothing matters. Like in wrestling and booking and storylines, shit like that needs to matter. And I feel like there's not enough people that are doing that outside of like the top guys, and most of the fucking top guys, do they really need the top writers? I mean, I'm sure certain guys like certain writers and all that kind of stuff, but just as a creative team, right? Most of these guys don't need like the extra help and the extra whatever. So why can't you say, okay, hey, whatever, hey, here's your bullet points, here's some ideas I came up with. You run with these or run with something similar. I don't care. Ad lib it if you need to. Boom. And then, okay, guys, how are we getting fucking Breezango over? And having that guy take the lead and lead a team to fucking bring some of these other guys up.
Well, because I think it also works. It works from a different way. It works from the top down, I think. So from what I remember hearing, it's the main event, and then you worry about the guy under that, the next feud, and the feud under that.
Yeah, sure. But fucking, they did that back in the day, and back then it was fucking Vince and Pat Patterson booking everything. How could two men have been more efficient per wrestler? Because yes, the roster's bigger today than it was back then, but yeah, so's the fucking creative team.
Yeah.
But like per wrestler, per whatever, your creative team has more fucking people today, but they are so much less efficient than the fucking Vince and Pat booking it by the pool. How is that possible, man? No. These guys could do it in their head. But it's like the guy that fucking knows what, like, 2,745 times 4,802 is. Like in his head, fucking, but he spits out a number. That's what they did with fucking storylines back then. But come on. Quantity over quality is not the way to go. And I feel like there's too much of that shit.
That's always the case in everything.
Yeah.
But, so what else?
Well, we had the women's match, right?
Yeah, I mean it was we had Nakamura 2 and Rusev.
Yeah. That actually kicked off the show, right? That was a pretty good match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was one of those good. Rusev looked good enough in the defeat that it made knowing that he was going to lose okay.
Yep.
This was a match that didn't have build. It was seemingly thrown together last minute. Excuse me. But they were both fine. They both worked fine. Nobody got hurt, and we move on.
Yeah, that was just to appease the fans, I think. So, women's match was, it was fine what it was. I don't remember really paying attention to it, so be honest.
Yeah, we were dealing with some technical issues too. Yeah, no, I thought Ruby looked fine. Charlotte was gonna win. I think the Asuka thing was a plus.
Yeah. Don't ask your wife, but yeah.
Yeah. Asuka Charlotte's is a bigger deal than Asuka Bliss and Charlotte versus whoever.
So let's throw this out there, just because it's your wife's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your take on it? You have any problem with Charlotte dropping to her? I was telling her. I mean, I don't know if you saw the text, but
yeah, the group, yeah.
I'm like, listen, Charlotte's like AJ. She's like Teflon. She loses it doesn't hurt her at all.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who she is.
Nina's thing is just she
doesn't like Asuka.
She doesn't dig Asuka. Yeah, it's like the out of nowhere kind of thing. She followed her in NXT, but she's also not a huge fan of streaks just for the sake of it being a streak.
Mm-hmm.
Like she didn't like Nikki Bella's streak.
Who did?
She was fine with the New Days.
All right, just want to throw it out there.
No. And honestly, I understand where she's coming from to a bit. They haven't done a great job of selling Asuka to the casual fan. She's kind of there. She's kind of wins, but she wasn't having a lot of decent matches. And that's the thing where when you're not close to Mania, but you have to protect this person and that person until Mania so they can face each other, you're not going to have a lot of good matches in between that sometimes.
Oh, I disagree because I thought her matches with Sasha was good. Her match with Bailey wasn't bad, and the one she's had with Nia Jax and then Mickie James this week, I thought they've been relatively good.
Yeah, but that's all in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's after she's already basically won the Rumble and...
Yeah, I know. No, I understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we know the disconnect with when you go from NXT to the main roster. It's hard for them to book right.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing too. You're not just booking a normal person. You're booking a person you need to keep undefeated. So she had stupid squash matches when she came up at first.
Yeah.
Remember? She had stupid squash matches and then didn't wrestle for a few weeks. And then now they finally kind of, ramped it up or whatever. Who knows? Maybe she was nursing a fucking minor injury or something. I don't know. But they haven't necessarily done any favors for somebody that is handicapped to a degree because of the language barrier of putting themselves over. Like she can't go out there and cut a great promo and everybody will be like, "Oh, wow, Asuka. Wow, what a badass,"
Mm-hmm.
She's Asuka. She's quirky. She's weird. She's a good wrestler. If you didn't know her in Japan and you didn't follow NXT, you haven't necessarily. The last couple of weeks there have been some good matches, but you haven't seen anything special out of somebody that's won their last 250 or whatever it is matches, right?
Yep. I'm with you there. All right.
But I don't mind Asuka, and no, I don't think Charlotte dropping to her at Mania is necessarily a bad thing.
And it could be, and listen, and it should be a show stealer anyway. It should be a great match.
Yes. Yeah, sure. And to be honest, I'd rather you see or the casual, not you, Frank, personally, but the casual fan, Nina, whoever. I'd rather them see Asuka versus Charlotte, and hopefully they just tear the roof off the place. And they have. It's hard to say that will steal the show when we know some of the other matchups, but there's nothing that says they can't steal the show.
Yeah, exactly.
If booked well and done well back and forth, which I'd like to think that Triple H has a protective feeling over Asuka and her career right now, so he'll fight for the right thing for her too. And we'll see. I hope moving forward though, this does start the road to casual fans kind of getting to know Asuka a little better or something. But
yeah.
All right. Any things we missed?
Let's see. There's Carmella and Natalia against Naomi and Becky.
Oh God.
I don't think I watched that.
Yeah, that's.
And there was the kickoff show with Todd Dillinger and Breezango and against Shelton, Gable, and Rojo.
Again, nonsense.
Yeah.
It's they were building up a great feud between Gable and Benjamin and the Usos. And like 5 minutes after that, they're on pre-shows.
Yeah.
Again, where's the consistency in that? They were putting on good matches. They were having good mic time. Shelton Benjamin and Gable seemed to be, clicking well enough. Shelton can still go. Why do you let a team like that fall so far so quickly?
They don't care. We just discussed it. They don't care about the tag division unless it's about the titles.
Yeah, but that's
once you know the title picture,
you do that when you have something going like that. And see, this is an easy way too. That if you wanted to, you can even, you can make Gable and Benjamin frustrated, and that's why they're away from the tag picture. Have Breezango beat them, like because they are overlooking them or something. It gives Breezango a little bit of a rub. It fortifies Shelton and Gable not being in the title picture for at least a couple weeks or something like that. Because I don't want to see them just fade away. Because if not, you're probably looking at Gable 405 Live.
But your classic shuffle is obsolete. You fade away.
Exactly. Maybe.
Speaking of which, our favorite drunk driver, Mr. Jeff Hardy.
Jeff. Jesus Christ, Jeff.
Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Frustrating.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all for Fastlane.
Yeah. Overall, a pretty decent, especially for the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, which used to be Elimination Chamber, but with the SmackDown thing, blah, 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 boobaloo. It was fine. It was fine. Because the pay-per-views right before Mania are so hamstrung. Unless you're shocking us with like the someone unexpected winning the chamber or something to kind of reset Mania, or if you need to, which is why I liked the Elimination Chamber right before Mania.
Well, it was good last year because you didn't expect somebody else won.
Oh, Bray, right?
When Bray won last year, so
yeah. Which is good because you can throw that last minute curveball right before Mania. Right? Especially with all the smarks that are like, wow, we already know the Mania card from it. Like, all right, fucking can we still have fun going there? I mean, just because we know there's going to be a match doesn't mean we have to shit on it already. I don't know. I don't understand that concept. But yeah, no. Especially for the pay-per-view before Mania, where you knew the main event's ending and you knew a couple other endings. I think the little swerve with the Bludgeon Brothers was nice. Whether people were predicting it or not, Asuka was nice. Yeah, I thought overall it was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah,
matches were fine. The six we didn't really talk about it, but it is what it is. Yeah, the six man six pack challenge was fine too. Some good
Yeah,
spots.
it had good spots. Did
Yeah.
what it needed to do. You had your little Sammy and KO spot.
Yeah, we that was the one thing we kind of went over. And AJ
Had
retained, which is the
your
was the
Cena
right
and AJ spot. So
Cena crying in the corner.
yeah,
Cool.
a little bitch.
I, I
Oh, the only
really
thing I want to elaborate on. Did you watch Talking Smack?
a little bit of it. And here's the thing that I don't like about the after pay-per-view talking smack is if you don't watch it right then or on the replay, they don't have it.
Yeah, they do.
Go look at the date of the last talking smack.
All right. Anyway, all right, I'll do it in a little bit. But anyway, I loved Randy Orton. He was just hilarious. I love him.
Yeah.
He just does not give a fuck. He just does not give a fuck. And he said that Renee made his day when she made him cry at the last pay per view. It's fucking great.
That's good shit. Yeah, it was so at the time, so remember I paused it,
Yeah.
walked you
I
guys
remember when I came
out.
home, I watched it. So.
Yeah, I went back on the computer to do whatever, and I was just like I wanted to rewind it, but since so I'm like, oh, I'll just put on the Talking Smack. First off, finding Talking Smack is fucking hard. They do not make it easy to find certain things on the fucking network, man. And then when I did the last episode that's there is from fucking like I don't know June or something stupid like that. Maybe it was later than that, but they haven't had a new Talking Smack in a while. So I guess that the ones after the pay per view don't count as the show that they were produced, and they don't put them up or they don't add them or something. I don't know. Unless I'm not doing the right thing. But I finally, after fucking like 5 minutes of searching, I found Talking Smack because you also just can't. You can search Talking Smack and one of the episodes would pull up, but if I pull up that episode, I can't just say, okay, let me see the rest of the episodes for this. It's like, oh, well, do you want to watch episode 372 or 171? It's like, well, no. What are my other options? And you just can't get to it that way. At least on the PlayStation. I don't know if
I think you're right because I'm going through it right now. I'm looking through it, and I went to like all shows, and it's not coming up at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. There's no Talking Smack at all here.
Yeah, you can find the old Talking Smacks. Like I said, eventually after
I can't even find it. It's like not represented here as a show at all.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. So you can find the other episodes of Talking Smack, but the last Talking Smack that was uploaded was probably the last one that was officially done after SmackDown.
So it's considered a pay per view. So you have to go to the pay per view, and that's how you find it.
Yeah, but I think on the replay they don't replay like after that day and the replay after that. I don't know if they keep the Talking Smack at the end of it.
It's still here. So basically, I have WWE Fastlane, and then it has Talking Smack on top of it.
Okay,
like Elimination Chambers here, then Raw Talks on top of it. So
okay, so it's attached.
There, but it's under pay per view. It's just under a separate show than the pay per view.
Wait, what?
It's on it like when you're searching. It's under pay per views, like this area.
Okay.
And they're listed there, so it'll be like Talking Smack and Fastlane. Then it'll say Fastlane, under it. It's not like it's together in one.
But it's not listed, right? So if it's not a recent one, you can't go and find it.
No, it's not like a separate show anymore.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
That's stupid. Yeah, I agree.
And also too, where was the ease of trying to just find, like for example, you wanted to watch the Talking Smack that was after Fastlane. How do you do it? They don't fucking nothing's intuitive about that.
No.
And like I said, I wound up.
Listen, let's not get too much into this. They're gonna have Michael Cole give us training on it.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, like I actually went and searched Talking Smack, thinking, all right, if the term Talking Smack pops up, any Talking Smack will come up on the list, and I'm hoping that most recent would be near the top. And it was like of the 4 or whatever 5 episodes. First off, one of them was a Raw talk thing. And then it was like, again, an episode from June, an episode from March, an episode from the August before that. And it's like, it was sporadic. And anytime I clicked on one of those videos, I thought maybe there'd be do you want to see more Talking Smack, or do you want to see the next episode or something like that? And then you give it to me in list form, kind of like Netflix does. Like if you go to a show that has episodes on Netflix from that title, even if you search that title separately, once you get it, it's like, oh, here's all the episodes for this thing that you just searched. Why doesn't WWE have something like that?
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they book their fucking network like their matches right now. Fucking awful. Shit.
Oh, shit. All right. I think that's it for that.
Yeah.
So let's delve into Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
All right. So
let's just stick to highlights so we don't do another 4-hour show.
All right. So the main thing, Roman Reigns promo. So everyone, I feel, has the same feeling. They are just trying and trying to get this motherfucker over, like Stone Cold, like the top baby face, like whatever. So they were going shoot, obviously, the last couple of weeks, and with the Brock Lesnar stuff and trying to use that to their advantage. Okay, I can accept that. I'm okay with that. Yeah. It's half shoot, it's half work, whatever. It's not too obvious. Today, what you did on Monday night was insulting to me. It was just like slapping me in the face, like, hey, look, now we're going to show you Gorilla. We're going to make it seem like Roman thinks this guy's his boy when Roman Reigns is Vince's boy. Everybody knows Roman Reigns is Vince's boy. It was just...
Yeah. It's fine when you want to call out Lesnar for the things that the fans have been saying, right? So you try and get the, yeah, me too feeling from the fans.
Exactly. That works. That was fine. I had no problem with that.
It's one thing to do that. It's another thing to have him be so mad that this guy didn't show up for work that he storms the boss's office and is disrespectful to him. Let's be honest, right? Yeah. And I get it. You're the tough guy, Roman, right? But then, you're going to push past Shane to what? Are you going to punch the 70-year-old guy? Are you Kevin Owens? No, you're not, because you're not a fucking heel, and you won't be.
And they won't let you become one, so don't try to be one.
Try to walk this badass tightrope, but still give him the Super Cena cape. And you can't mix that. Like honestly, just like, like we joke around about it, but seriously, Thugonomics talk Cena today is kind of like, oh, he busted out Thugonomics. Oh, but none of us are going, wow, what a great promo. John Cena could just transition right from, candy faced, good guy to, Thugonomics recognize, it doesn't work. It's bad. It's like you're Super Cena. Your match is Super Cena. And you make fun of Bray Wyatt for being fat and wearing Hawaiian shirts. And you make fun of this guy for doing that. And you make fun of that guy for doing this. Yo, but when it's time to get serious, you're John Cena and you're a free agent and you're recognized and blah, blah, dude. What are you? What are you? Are you the fucking stupid, goofy jerk off that's fucking pounding something when you're in a fucking tag match that you don't want to be in? Or are you fucking the head of Thugonomics? Because fuck you. Pick something.
And here's the other part of this, all right? You're going full force with this right now. You're trying to go whatever, trying to get him over in any way possible. And maybe you will. Maybe you'll get 50% of the fan base to be like, okay, I'll accept this. I like what he's doing. But it's only working because it's Brock Lesnar right now. What are you going to do next month when he's facing AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or Finn Balor?
Are you going to make him fight Cena again because Cena's a part-timer?
No, Cena's gone. Cena's going to shoot Transformers and Knight Rider.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, these are the only two people that the gimmick works with.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're planning to do because even if you have him go against, let's say you have him go against Samoa Joe, who comes back out of nowhere. there's no heel for him to face on Raw that they're not gonna boo. Because honestly, we like all the heels right now. You
Yeah.
put him against the Miz, oh, forget about it.
Yeah.
We'll be cheering for the Miz like crazy. I mean, it's just they need to accept it. I don't know what it is with this guy that he wants him to break every fucking record, and now he's gonna break Hulk Hogan's main event record at WrestleMania. Like, dude, what is your obsession with him? Like, fuck him already. Like, I don't get it. It's a ridiculous obsession at this point.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I get why they want Roman to be the top guy. I do.
Why? Because I don't.
But they're not, because he fits everything that they want. He fits.
So does Seth Rollins. So does Finn Balor. So does AJ Styles.
You're telling me Finn Balor looks as good as Roman Reigns does?
I don't know. Look at Amber fucking all over. Have you seen his abs? They're ridiculous.
Dude, come on. How long have you been watching wrestling?
I don't know. I don't know what's considered good looking and what's not. Like, what's the attraction? I don't know.
Dude,
I think
he has a flowing dark hair of beautiful mane.
Seth Rollins has that.
He's big. He's
Seth Rollins
muscular.
Is big. Really? I don't know. I don't see the muscles.
He can cut. Dude, he's bigger than half the roster.
All right, but
he's big. He's like Randy Orton big.
I don't know what his stomach or chest looks like. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God. All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. If we're not having real conversations, then we don't have to. It's okay.
I'm just stating the obvious.
No, but shitting on him and saying that he doesn't deserve to be a top guy or main eventer, then I think you're.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but he's had.
Look, and also too, let's get back to the real issue. The real issue is not fucking Roman. The real issue is the fucking booking of Roman Reigns and the awfulness of whatever character he's trying to portray right now. I don't think he's doing well in the role either.
It's too little, too late. It's all it is. This would have worked 3 years ago.
This isn't. I still have a problem with this character. The way it's developed. Yes, he's more of a badass than the suffer and succotash shit. That's fine. But again, he is your top face because he's calling out people and he wants to be the leader in the locker room. He wants to do all this stuff. But he's walking around with his fucking muscles flexed and he's acting like a dick all the time. And how is your top face supposed to walk around with his muscles being a dick?
And the problem is and here's the other biggest problem, and I'll even say Cena had this as much as he was, over and whatever, never lost a match. He could garner sympathy. Roman Reigns, I guess you're right. He's a perfect specimen. There's no flaw in the guy.
Yeah, but his in-ring work is not fantastic.
I think it's good. I think he's a great in-ring worker.
But here's the thing.
I'm not going to say he's AJ Styles, obviously, but here's the thing. Than most.
We're talking about a worker, or we're talking about somebody that evokes emotion through the match? Because he doesn't.
He's a good worker.
Well, why? Because he can get beat up for 10 minutes like John Cena, and then cock his fist. But see, that's the thing. I don't necessarily think he's that great. He's gotten a lot better at the selling. That part he is, but I don't know. It's like Cena, right? Cena pretends to get hurt by people, right? Is that really selling for them? Like when Ric Flair did his little thing where the dippy do and he fucking falls down, even though he pretends like he's all right. That was his fucking show. That wasn't to put the other guy over. No. That was a gimmick move for one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and he used that to his advantage, not his opponent's. Same thing, John Cena. See, here's the thing. I'm supposed to believe that John Cena can stand toe-to-toe to Umaga. But like if fucking Evan Bourne punches John Cena early in the match, John Cena will grab his face like he has just gotten hit harder than ever before. And you know what? You can say, wow, fucking John Cena, what a seller. He made it look like Evan Bourne. No, that's fucking bullshit. That's fucking Shawn Michaels throwing himself over the top ropes in the Hogan match. Okay? That's what that is. Evan Bourne with the first punch of the match did not make your face feel like it's caved in more than it's ever been before in its life. And that's what you just tried to emotionally and physically show me. I'm sorry. That's not a good, you want to say that guy's a good worker because he knows how to run the ropes. I don't know. And I'm impressed sometimes during a Roman Reigns match. I think he's gotten a lot better. I think the biggest thing he's improved on is his pacing for himself in the match. He doesn't look like he's getting blown up as early as he used to.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's athletic, so he can move around the ring and he can make things look good and whatever. But again, I think sometimes it's a little bit of like the overselling to make it believable that like the big guy is getting beat up by the not as big guy. But with the character you've developed, I agree. The Cena sympathy when he was getting beat up by the heel, or they took advantage, or they were playing the numbers game, and maybe somewhere in the match you were sitting there going, "Oh man, poor Cena." Like if you didn't watch all his other matches and know that in 3.18 seconds he's going to Hulk up and win. But yeah, Roman doesn't evoke that kind of thing either. And that's the other thing too is I don't understand at any point in time this is ultimately my thing with him. This is ultimately going to go back to the fucking so he won the Rumble in Philly. The next time they were in Philly, he won the championship, but they actually cheered him because they actually built a decent storyline through wrestling matches for him. And that's when Vince thought, okay, let me really get him over and I'll try and Stone Cold him. That was the first Stone Cold try. And he's gonna accidentally beat up the boss, and the boss is gonna make his life a living hell. His promos were still terrible. He didn't have good back and forth in rings, promo stuff, mic work. And the whole thing was just a disaster. It was poorly booked, and it made you hate Roman again. After Philadelphia, if Philadelphia can figure out a way to turn around and fucking cheer you after they fucking booed you out of the building less than a year before, maybe you did a good enough job and you don't need to oversell it.
But again, here's the problem. That worked. And then after the Vince feud was over, they went back to normal. Yeah. Because these are one feud things where he gets cheered and we get behind him. Then
no. I disagree completely. Dude, Roman Reigns was fine. If they don't go through with that stupid Vince storyline that fucking turned us all back around to fucking realizing why we hated him, he would have been all right. Because they were past the suffer and succotash bullshit. And they were actually putting him through the ringer, and Triple H was, making his life a living hell. And once you get through that part, right? Why ruin it? And that's the thing every time. And it's just like this reboot, right? Because Roman Reigns was always a fucking big guy, right? He doesn't change size week to week, right? And he's a tough dude in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you have to have him, especially when he's still like when he sees Seth, he's like, "Hey, brother, what's up, man?" And like he'll do backstage stuff where he's actually funny and his character shows through, and you're like, "All right, great." And then it's like, "Okay, Roman, we need you to get into feud mode with them." Like he has to be like fucking. He has to walk like his fucking music, and it's fucking annoying.
I think part of it too is his real personality comes out, and it's showing that he just is a guy who this is a job. I make money off this. I do what I'm told, kind of thing, and I'm a dick, and I don't give a shit. And I think that somehow comes through him.
I don't know if I believe that though.
That's my opinion. That's what I feel with him. Like, I don't see a different person every week. I still see, no matter what he does, I still see the same guy coming out. The same personality. Like he's not acting to me. Like, this is who he is.
See, I think he's a bad actor, and I think this is the character he thinks he needs to portray right now. Like, also too, here's the thing. Now, granted, it this is a small footnote in the fucking thing, but I'll give you a perfect example. Right? He's teaming with Seth because what's his name is hurt. Right? So you see him and he's smiling in the back and he's fighting with Seth, and hey, this is a happy Raw, right? This is happy Roman, happy Raw, right? And then, like, what's his name comes out and he's like, he's about to run up to him and punch him in the face because he walked down to the fucking ring. Like,
Dick.
Yeah, like, but what do you? So, but then why are you turning around and talking? If you're that dick that you're about to punch that dude in the face just because you don't like him, then why are you also talking about being a leader in the back and having the guys and the boys respect you and laughing and hanging out with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins? I don't know, fucking how do Monday Night Rollins, when you're still having him joke around with these guys and doing whatever, and yeah, let's handle our business, and that fun attitude kind of comes out, he can be a badass that still smiles when he punches you in the mouth because he's living the good life. But no, you make him angry all the time.
Yeah.
And it's why? Dude. And if that's the case, if this is what you want him to portray, you want him to portray the angry dick that is just whatever, then give up the fucking Brock Lesnar shit and just have him beat everybody up, but be a heel. Or at least be the heel tendency guy that you should be. Like Randy Orton. Randy Orton didn't necessarily like cheat to win all the time when he was a heel. He was just cocky and arrogant and better than you. You don't have to have Roman like cheat to be a heel. You can just have him walk around like a dick, like he's been doing, but don't say the face things.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit with the character. The same guy that was ready to punch Jason Jordan in the face just because he had the audacity to walk down to the ring when Seth and his brother were fighting, even though Seth and him are fucking tag champions together, Roman. You need to respect that. And at the time, Seth was even giving Jason Jordan the time of day. He was still hard on him. But you know what? He was kind of like, all right, we're in this together, man. Let's do this. You know, you got to think about me. I got to think about you, whatever. And Roman's like, punches kind of fair. What are you doing with my friend? And Seth, you know, there was even the thing where Seth's like, yeah, easy. Roman, easy. He's all right. He's cool. He's a little stupid. Just relax. He's dumb. Right? I'll punch him in the face, though. I'll punch him. I'll punch you in the face. Walk down to my room. Like, what? What? You're the face. You're the face with a face. And you're fighting the heel. I'll punch him in the face, Seth. I'll do it. Walk down to my ring when I'm in it. Respect in the back is really what's important to me. You're having him say one thing and you're having him act a completely different way. And you're trying to, I'm sorry, I'm fucking banging my knee into the fucking table leg too. Yeah, having him walk around like he's a heel, but talk like he's a face. And yet not do anything either way. And that's not the definition of a tweener. A tweener is somebody that plays to both sides, not just is both sides.
That's funny, though. Like, I don't get it, though, because, I mean, and I don't know if it's just Vince tells them all this, but nobody has a bad thing to say about this guy on any podcast. Like, none of them.
That's why I honestly don't think he is a dick. I don't think this is just a job for him. I think he has too much pride in his family and his lineage for this to just be a job for him. I know we've heard those rumors in the past, And
Well, the
maybe
rumor, he said it on Sam Roberts' podcast.
yeah, and maybe at some point that's true or whatever, but I don't know. The guy that looks like he's having such a good time at some of these live events, and the guy that gives such a good interview, and you know what? Hell, you know what? Maybe that's the good acting, is all the fun stuff and the joking and the smiling that you see Roman and the personality. Maybe he is a good actor, and that's the act. And the thing walking around backstage is fucking real. Who knows? And if that's the case, fuck it. Good on you, because that's a good acting job. But you don't see, like, here's the thing, like Stone Cold, right?
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck. He'd stun anybody. Okay? Which, you know, in classically that's like a heel kind of thing to do, right? Beat up the face, beat up the bag, but whatever, it doesn't matter. You beat up anybody, you're a bad guy.
Yep.
But he, during his face run, he still kept that. But you knew he was a face. He wasn't the atypical like Cena face, the Hogan face, run down to the ring and save somebody kind of guy. Even though as Stone Cold, sometimes he would do that.
But he was hesitant doing it. It was weird for him to do it.
He didn't trust anybody. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. But at the same time, he was fighting authority. And if teaming up with that face over there meant I could get at Vince, let's go, brother. Let's fucking do this. I don't trust you. Don't get fucking behind me. I'll stun your ass. But he was a face. And even when he cut his promos, you didn't sit there and say to him like, "Oh wow, what a dick that Stone Cold is."
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, he was just a fucking badass that would stomp a mud hole in anybody he needed to.
But he was also our idol because he was doing things that we all wanted to do.
Oh yeah, that whole aspect. But you never at one point said like, "Oh shit, he gave that face a fucking a stunner. Well, he must be a bad guy." You know,
No.
and that's fine but you know what? He played up to both sides.
And I just remember watching him always sometimes being like, "Don't do it, don't do it." He'd do it anyway, and you'd be like,
Yeah. Sure. But like, there wasn't confusion in his character. There's a lot of confusion with Roman. Stone Cold Steve Austin also didn't come down to the ring saying, I'm the leader back there, and respect is important to me, and I want to make sure that the boys in the back are taken care of because we're wrestlers, and fucking Mike Tyson over here, he doesn't belong here, and it's about respect in the back with the boy. Stone Cold didn't come down and say that, because that's not what Stone Cold would come down and say.
Yeah.
And you think also like Triple H. Triple H was a face a lot of the time because he was funny and the crowd liked him, right? DX and this and the fucking getting girls in the crowd to show their tits and woo, like it was awesome. But you know what? He's still fucking pedigree you if you got in his way.
I mean, yeah, but listen, these guys could switch and turn it on in 3 seconds. I mean, they were. You can't compare anyone to Austin, Triple H, and The Rock. They just could turn in a heartbeat and get the crowd to do whatever they wanted them to do. If they wanted them to hate them, they would hate them. They wanted them to like them, they would like them.
Okay, all right. I'll give you another example then. Eddie Guerrero. Eddie was always fun and this and that, but you knew when he was a heel and you knew when he was a face. You didn't sit there and go, wow, that guy's a dick. He cheated to win. Like, he did it as a face, then you knew he did it as a face, and he's a face.
You would laugh.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like, I still love the last thing he did, which was, when it was the number one contender for whatever, that he just the chair move.
Oh yeah, sure. It's fucking classic. And I mean, luckily, if he was gonna pass it, you had, that was at least done,
Yeah.
one more time. So like, again, you have that memory, like, fucking right before he died, the chair thing. What a fuck classic Eddie. Like, you have that memory of him as opposed to like, just whatever random bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, and Kurt Angle, same thing. You knew when he was a heel. You knew when he was a face.
Oh god, him and Big Show with he turned like crazy.
Yeah. But and also too, even when he was badass Kurt Angle and he would fucking rip your ankle off, you knew if he was a face, you knew if he was a heel. And granted, I also, you know, another hole in my argument. You can't compare different eras but again, especially if he's the top. The other thing with Cena, yeah, we didn't like some of the feuds, and like he was acting heelish towards The Rock or whatever. But also at the same time, if John Cena was a heel, you knew he was a heel. If John Cena was a face, you knew he was a face. Now, granted, the best 25 years have been face, but whatever.
All right, let's move on from that.
Sure.
All right, I'm just gonna do the main things. Bailey walked out on Sasha during the match. Whatever.
That's another fucking storyline they're butchering.
Miz, Balor, and Rollins. So that was a good promo. They all taking shots at each other. Miz trying to get them, and then he finally got them to fight each other. Balor got the win, and Rollins just walked out pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So
that could be a good feud too.
I like that feud. I like what they're doing there, and it's should be.
And the beauty of that is you can have them face each other, and it doesn't matter if either one of them is a face or a heel or whatever. It doesn't matter. They're both faces. They can fight each other. If one turns, great. If both turn, they can still do it. That. Rollins and Balor, I think, is going to be one of those really easy, anytime you need it, feud.
Go to it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right. Let's touch on the other big elephant in the freaking room. John Cena calling out The Undertaker. Jesus fucking Christ. Was that a fucking shit show?
Yeah. And this is where, like, I'm now gonna put the holes in the but this is the end of the career. This is the swan song shit. This is I just said, you knew when Cena was a face, you knew when he was a heel. But again,
yeah, I don't know right now.
They've been playing no, shut up. Don't even fucking patronize me with that shit.
But what is he? He's acting like a fucking dick. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. That's Cena. That's welcome to fucking Cena. He's still fucking nothing's gonna fucking change until he fucking cheats in a match or something stupid like that against the face, and then it doesn't matter. And you know what? Even then, it doesn't matter.
All right, I'm just gonna say a couple of his lines from the promo, and then we can talk about it.
Sure, go ahead.
So he says, "Get over your freaking ego and stop being so fragile."
Yeah, pot calling kettle back.
Taker hides out and he's worried about what people think about him. Taker, you're not washed up and you're not broken down. And stop posting work. And if you're so broken down, why are you posting workout videos on your wife's Instagram? By the way, he's not doing that, so I don't know why the fuck he even said that. And he's a self-centered egomaniac. Why would we think this is true about Undertaker at all? When did he say any of these things or do any of these things?
So here's the thing. John Cena practiced that promo in the mirror. And it was easy because when you were looking at yourself in the mirror, all those things were true. But then you try to insert name here and you put Mr. The Undertaker, and it doesn't fucking work. You want to come to me in a couple of weeks and say, well, hey, Taker, sorry I said some shit about you, but I just wanted to get you, for this Mania match, no hard feeling. It won't even fucking excuse this shit.
Like I told you, I would have been much happier if he came out still depressed and miserable. I got nothing. I don't know what I'm going to do. Blah, blah, blah. I have no matches. Everyone looks like they have matches already.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna have to sit this one out. And he could have done that little fan thing, whatever, even though
and you know what? And here's the thing. Once he cut that fucking promo on Taker, everything he did before that was fucking bullshit.
Went out the window, and it was pointless and made no sense.
Exactly.
Like if you were building it the way you were building it, and then you did what I said, and then Undertaker just came out and said, "All right, I'll wrestle you," blah blah blah. Then fine, it works. It makes sense. But now again, it's all out the window, and it was just to find something for John Cena to do.
Or again, even and this is going back quite a while now when the first rumors started happening was because Taker's retired. Taker left his fucking robe and gloves and hat in the fucking ring. That's it. That Taker needs to be dead. Everybody trying to steal my fucking American Badass story now, but that's fucking too late.
Well, everyone's saying it only because the Kid Rock induction. So when he did the song,
yep, I didn't need the Kid Rock clue.
There you go.
I had this fucking story scouted.
Well, listen, you're right. It makes sense. It's a good way to do it. That way you don't upset people. Because you
cannot have the Undertaker be the Undertaker after that.
No, and especially it would have been one thing if you didn't keep consistent with it at the Raw 25th anniversary, but you kept consistent with it.
Yeah,
so obviously
that it was on your mind.
And we all know Undertaker has wanted to do this forever. He loves that character because that's who he is. He's not the dead man. He's this friggin' biker guy. That's who he is.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, it should be interesting. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna see him next week. I feel like he's gonna call him out for the next 3 weeks, and it's just gonna be horrible. Yeah. And we'll see Undertaker like the week before Mania, and that's it.
Yeah. But yeah. So getting back to the other way you could have gone was and again I talked about this early on in the career. How do you get the Undertaker out of retirement if you're John Cena kind of thing? And you could have kept with this whole like mopey John Cena, like, hey guys, look, I tried. I tried on Raw. It didn't work out for me. I went to SmackDown. I thought maybe, over there, since they're the shittier competition, I could just easily walk my way in. And, AJ Styles proved to be, the better man. God forbid you put AJ over. You talk about all these things that you tried and you just didn't do. And then you even do the fan thing, right? And then you get back in your ring and you go, and you know what? That's my reality. Unless somehow this match with Taker and he can talk about, he can even talk about how like he spent his entire career here, and yeah, he's been at the top, but you know what? He never faced the top. He never faced the Undertaker. Like, how, like, if anything is WrestleMania worthy, because I think he even used that, Cena versus Taker, that's WrestleMania worthy, and that's it. That's my only shot, if that's a thing or whatever. And maybe there's no answer, and maybe he comes out and he goes, you know what? I tried. I tried calling him out, whatever. Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, that's it. If I can't have this and I can't go to Mania, then that's my career, right? So I'll put up my career.
Yep.
Baker, I'm putting my career on the line. Blah blah blah. And if that's the way that you come somehow, you don't walk out to the middle of the ring and call the Undertaker a bitch. Basically,
yeah.
If you're fucking John Cena, it's one thing when Triple H and Shawn Michaels sort of touched on that. Like, calling out the Undertaker because, what, you're not going to fight me because you're old. You're not going to fight me because of this, like, and especially when you were doing it with Shawn because he was so fucking desperate, because he was fucking retiring, that's it. This is the end of so the desperation of the Shawn Michaels, facing the reality of retirement as a character was fucking, that was, so. But you just did it because you're fucking John Cena. Recognize. And so why did I actually let and this is the thing that pisses me off about the John Cena character too. Why, again, did I fucking let my guard down and be like, all right, John, good for you. You're doing this whole thing with the fans and you're drinking beer with this dude. You made his night. That's awesome. You're doing this whole fan thing. And, maybe you'll be sitting at WrestleMania and the gong will come out and Taker's like, I have no opponent. And you're like, oh, I'm here. I'm in seat 34. I can fight you. And you still have your match. That would have been a fucking better story than what they're doing right now.
Anything would have. It's just they just don't get it. I understand how they all think this is good.
Let me break it down for everybody, okay? I'm John Cena. I'm going to WrestleMania on Raw. Didn't work out. I'm John Cena. I'm going to WrestleMania on SmackDown. Didn't work out. All right, Taker's a bitch. That.
Yeah.
That's your grand plan. We spend all fucking year, right? Because the day, anybody that doesn't believe this, the day that fucking WrestleMania ends, much like every kid is like, all right, 364 days, let's do this. After Christmas, fucking that next day, the Raw after WrestleMania, they're already fucking booking for next year. Already booking for next year.
Look, they booked Reigns and Lesnar a year ago. So,
dude, everything every day is about WrestleMania and how to get there. Okay?
I mean, listen.
That's the reality of it.
Let's do a given. All right, Undertaker, you don't know. He had hip surgery over the summer. You honestly don't know if he's done or he's going to come back.
That's fine, but you spent a year with John Cena to get to here?
Yeah, I know.
This is what you have to show for this? And again, right? Because legitimately we are getting to the end of the Cena career. Right?
I really think
he's way, shape, or form, whether he becomes a
I think he's gonna be like The Rock, though. He's not gonna have like an official end. He's just gonna fade away.
Yeah, that's fine. But right now is not that time. He's not doing that yet. He's still fucking doing shit, right? So I don't know whether he's gonna be like that, like when Undertaker went down to the all right, he works for about half the year, right? He ramps up to SummerSlam and then takes some time off, and then he ramps up to Mania, and then he takes some time off. So he's like a half a year kind of wrestler, right? He still did some shows. He was on SmackDown and Raw every week or whatever it was leading up to the big pay-per-views. Like he was not a no-show, right? And then eventually it got to the point where he was basically just the WrestleMania character and the few weeks before. And then towards the end, it was like, all right, maybe one appearance and then WrestleMania, right? But we're not there quite yet with John. Shouldn't we be doing stuff at this point that isn't like super twisty, haha, we fooled you, he's still John Cena, shit with the fans? Are we not past that with John Cena at this fucking point in his career? Do we still need to fucking like, hey guys, waka waka, you're gonna like me again? Just kidding. Undertaker's a bitch. I
don't know. Like even The Rock, when he came, he did that. He came back and turned heel for that feud with Austin.
Yeah.
Then the Goldberg, and then he disappeared again. Like just do that. You can do little stints of just playing a heel.
And then it's just, people trying to make their career off of calling you out. And that's fine. Whatever. It's I don't honestly, the amount that John Cena is going to wrestle right now does not matter to me as much as the quality and when he does come back and fight. Because here's the thing. We didn't complain about Taker doing it. First off, because Taker's fucking a beloved icon. Go fuck yourself. Second of all, it didn't hamper anyone's growth for Taker to come back. It was always against a top guy or to put a newer guy on a stage, even with a loss. Even if you knew you were going to lose to Taker at Mania. If you're like this up-and-coming dude, that's a fucking dream. Losing to Undertaker at WrestleMania is fucking up-and-comers' dreams, dude.
Oh yeah, Orton, Edge, they'll, means you made it.
Yeah, the honor of wrestling Taker at me. He fucking wrestles once a year. And if you're the handpicked guy, whether you're handpicked by Vince or by Taker himself or whatever the case may be, that means something. I worry that's not going to be the case with John Cena. Like, is he just going to come back whenever, like Finn Balor is going to be, at the top of his game? Is Cena just going to come back and beat him? Seth Rollins is Monday Night Rollins. He's wrestling an hour out of every fucking show. All right. And John Cena comes back and beats him. Like, is that like, are we going to start seeing stupid shit like that happening with John Cena? Because then, fuck you. Just retire. Go away. I don't want to see you part-time. Then your part-time bothers me.
Of course.
If he's not going to do that and he's willing to put people over, maybe even win another championship to fucking, let him go off into the fucking sunset as the greatest ever. Sure, why not? But it has to be done right. It has to be for a reason. you know. And I'm sorry, Triple H and Taker wrestling at WrestleMania or Shawn Michaels, man, who did that take away from? Oh, well, you know, you didn't. You're taking a spot away from two guys that could have been on the card. Like they don't have to fight each other. They've already made millions of dollars. They don't have to fight each other anymore. Like Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz could have been the main event of WrestleMania. Like, all right, let's be honest, that's never going to happen. As much as I'd love it, no. If we're not going to talk about things in reality, then we're not going to talk about wrestling. That's right. You can't continually live in fucking La La Land, right? Those guys were top guys, and fighting Taker was just notches in a legacy. And you know what? Who was getting bumped from WrestleMania that you're sitting here crying about because those two guys had a match? You know what I mean? It's the fucking granddaddy of them all. It's the biggest.
They were amazing matches. Not even that. They were just amazing matches. All great storytelling, everything.
Exactly. They didn't disappoint.
And they're the same age, so it worked. It was fine. They're from the same era.
Yeah.
All right. So no Ronda. They were lying about her appearing on every episode.
Yeah, I think it's more of an oversight than a.
Yeah, I mean they said.
See, I told you she wasn't gonna be She was gonna be part time. I told you she wasn't full time. I knew it. There's no way they could do that. Fucking WWE.
Yeah, so she apparently was in Pittsburgh doing a physical or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she had some kind of medical appointment.
But we have to let's not do that on the other 6 days of the week. Let's do that on the same day as Raw's tape that she appears on.
Well,
I just laugh at
that. Let's. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I want to feel that way too, but at the same time, you know how fucking getting a specialist doctor appointment sometimes you have to book fucking months in advance, right?
Yeah.
For someone her caliber, seeing some of the doctors of her caliber, she probably made this fucking thing a year ago. And how are you gonna reschedule with now the other flip of the coin then is you're fucking Ronda Rousey. What doctor's gonna tell you no? Well, like look at fucking Dr. James Andrews. You think if you were like, oh hey doc, I need to reschedule for fucking tomorrow, he's not gonna fucking see you. It doesn't matter if you're fucking Nolan Ryan. He's not gonna fucking see your ass if he's not fucking doing patients or whatever that day. Fuck that shit.
So you had the Bliss segment with Asuka.
Oh god, that was fucking.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Then you had Nia Jax.
I still don't understand why Mickie James is a heel. She still hasn't told me.
Yeah, it's no sense. No sense. So what did you think of the Nia face turn thing? Like the crying and then the freaking out?
No, don't tell me face turn. Just tell me bad storyline.
Okay, bad storyline.
Because also too, what are you you're gonna make Nia Jax the sympathetic face? How is that gonna work? It's stupid. Yes, was Bliss using her? Yes, we knew this all the fucking long. Even like if you sat there and thought, oh wow, Alexa was really looking out for her friend there. You know how many backhanded compliments there were in that fucking little speech of hers last week? It was obvious that she was fucking doing this. Like now it's like fucking it's like that Captain Obvious thing, but just to let her go back and she's throwing around luggage, empty fucking things of luggage, and then look, hey, that's the ripped one. All right, the blue one is the ripped one. Go rip that one. Make you look like a big monster, and then next week you're gonna cry and everybody's gonna beat you.
All right. So the main event was the tag teams fighting to see who's going to fight the Bar at WrestleMania, and then Braun comes out and kills everybody, and he's fighting the Bar at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You think he's getting a partner, or you think they're really just going to do him?
I'm honestly, I'm really so 50-50 about this.
Me too.
Because on one hand, Brock is a juggernaut.
Braun.
It's tough. It's tough to Braun. I'm sorry. Braun is a juggernaut, and it's tough to have him go against the top guys week after week after week and come away with nothing. Right? You kill his momentum if you're doing that, and you can't have him like lose to like Seth Rollins one week and then come back and like flip a truck, but then go out and like lose to Dean Ambrose, but then he pulls down, the scaffolding, but then he goes out and loses to Rey Mysterio. Like that does nothing for the progression, right? So you got to have him do something. So, fucking a one-man tag team, yeah, he's fucking Braun. This is crazy. This is just crazy enough to work. So like a piece of me is kind of like, yeah, okay, cool. Another piece of me is like, oh, so even though we gave Raw the better tag team division, the deeper roster, and just literally, even if you take like the fact that Seth and Dean are out, and Seth and Jordan are out, and yada yada, so you don't even have Seth Rollins in the tag division.
The Hardys are not there,
Yeah, the Hardys aren't there, and it's still a deeper division and a more talented division than SmackDown. And you're going to screw that division by having a one-man tag champion? Because if this isn't leading up to him winning the belts at Mania, I don't know what is.
Yeah, no, he's going to win. It's just a matter of if he's going to do it alone or with someone.
Like maybe they make him get a tag partner, and maybe if it's even like he doesn't like the guy and he doesn't even let him carry the belts, like he carries both of them, and if the guy tries to get the other belt from him, he like fucking flinches on him. Yeah, I guess you can do a little comedy kind of thing there.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what happens, where they go with it. It's interesting.
Even if that's the route you're going, again, it's kind of like, you have this awesome tag division full of really talented tag teams. Now that Revival is back, and everything else you got going on, Gallows and Anderson. I mean, if you're fucking doing nothing with them,
Nope.
It makes me happy on half of my brain, but half of my brain is like, fucking, you're killing the tag division.
Yeah, just killing everybody else.
I really don't know how to feel about this. I kind of like it, but I kind of hate it, because here's the thing: if I knew the tag division was going to be fine, yeah, fuck it, why not make Braun a single tag champion, and then eventually, after fucking being worn down after week after week after week, one of these tag teams, you can even make it a fucking fatal 4-way tag match, and he has to defend it by himself, kind of thing. And eventually one of the tag, maybe he doesn't even get pinned to lose, but he drops the belts to whoever it is, and it becomes a big deal. If I knew that was going to happen 3 months down the line, and this would just be fucking icing on the cake, Braun walking around with 2 tiny little fucking tag titles on his shoulders, then yeah, I'd be all in on this. I worry that this is hurting the tag division, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really so 50-50 on this.
All right. Then I feel the same way. All right, let's try to do SmackDown quick. So I know we're running late already. So Styles came out. I liked his promo. He was finally cocky,
A little bit, yep.
Which he should be. He just beat 5 other people and overcame all the odds, and
exactly.
He's main eventing WrestleMania as the champ.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Nakamura came out. We understood half of what he said, and all I heard was knees to face, and I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. They put him in a match with Rusev. Decent match, English broke it up, and then they attacked AJ, and Nakamura saved him, and then they had a little promo in the back, and they just like, I don't need your help to save me.
Yeah,
well, I'm going to keep you safe until WrestleMania.
And then I'm going to beat you at it. He just fucking cuts him off. Shut up! Stop saying that!
I'm enjoying it, to be honest. It's kind of funny.
Yes.
And
there's nothing to complain about there, as far as I'm concerned.
And then they just did a follow-up tag. They, I think we discussed that already, that the Bludgeon Brothers came out and just decimated again Big E and Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Then
completely right move. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
2 guys that are somewhat hurt against the hot momentum team. Absolutely. Good stuff.
Then they had Rude and Jinder fight, and then Randy came out and RKO'd him after the fact. So,
yeah,
that'll be fine. It'll be triple threat. Randy cut a decent promo when he came out.
Yeah.
You got Asuka and Charlotte. They talked. Again, we don't do nothing Asuka said. So
You're just a racist.
Sorry. It's these motherfuckers English.
Yeah.
Then Kevin Owens cut his promo on Zayn, so they're trying to set up that they still don't like each other. They're pissed at each other.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah. And then, Shane came out and cut his promo. He says he's going to put Sami Zayn and KO against each other, and he's taking a leave of absence, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then Sami and KO just came out and beat the living hell out of him.
Yeah.
So
Beat up some officials too.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that too.
Anarchy, basically. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Yeah. And I don't know where that's going. I really don't. I don't know if they're doing this triple threat thing. If what Daniel Bryan's gonna do. It's really just weird.
Yeah. We
touched no sense. But it is what it is. But it looks like almost every match is set for WrestleMania already. I mean, or we know what they are, which is very rare. Usually, we honestly we go into maybe the final week sometimes and not knowing all the matches.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still a curveball here or there, but yeah.
I mean, I think they really got 10, 11 matches. So, I mean, they're pretty set up there. So I heard they're doing away with Sasha and Bailey because there's no room. So that's fine. Save that for next month, next pay-per-view.
Especially because it's been done poorly to begin with.
Yeah. So
I don't want a poor build
lead
to a poor match at Mania.
Yeah.
Even if they had a good match, this needs to develop. It's
and it looks like the people won. They took Moolah's name off the Women's Battle Royal.
Oh yeah, okay.
Could have changed to somebody else, like Miss Elizabeth. But hey, she doesn't exist for some reason. She's got the Benoit treatment. I don't get why.
Yeah, I don't know, but no, you wouldn't name a wrestling tournament after Miss Elizabeth.
I guess.
Right? It made I get it. Fucking Moolah's been accused, and maybe it's not hearsay, maybe it's all true, whatever.
Yeah,
that she did some fucked up shit. But you know what? A lot of dudes in the Hall of Fame were doing some fucked up shit back then too. You think Ric Flair didn't do some fucked up shit back then?
Yep.
Fucking we're praising the shit out of him. You think anybody's gonna have fucking outcry if he gets a tournament named after him at some point?
Nope. There's a statue named after him, remember?
I get it, but at the same time, I don't fucking get it. We fucking everybody loves Moolah when she's doing her shit in the fucking Attitude Era. Everybody loves Moolah when she's fucking whatever. We'll all fucking cry when she fucking dies. And then all of a sudden a tournament gets named after her, and it's like, holy shit, she was a pimp. Oh, okay. So was the Godfather. I don't know. He's cool. He's cool. Yeah, she had a prostitution ring. She sent girls to their fucking nobody knew. Oh, prostitution, pornography. Oh my god. All right, everybody grab your pitchforks then, I guess. Who's got the torches? Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. All right, but we got 3 weeks till Mania, so let the fun begin. Hopefully they do better with these storylines and build these matches good.
Yeah, I mean
the matches look good. It's not a bad Mania. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest.
And here's the thing. Even when we think Mania is going to be bad, it's usually still pretty good. It's right? It's like pizza. Like, even when you get a bad pizza, you're like, oh, fuck, this pizza's bad. It's not as good as so-and-so's. Let me fucking scarf down 3 or 4 slices.
I think the coolest thing with this Mania is there are 4 matches that could potentially be the last match, and really any of them could be put on last.
Yeah, and there's only one that's going to be.
I mean, you have Nakamura and AJ, you have Cena, Undertaker, you have Reigns and Lesnar, and you have the Ronda match. So, I mean, it's just what way they're going to go.
You know which way they're going.
They're not going Reigns and Lesnar. I really don't think they're going to go with that as the last match.
Okay.
I think there's a chance.
I will believe it when I see it.
I think there's a chance they might put Ronda just for because it's a mainstream thing.
And you know what? This pay-per-view, John Cena is only facing John Laurinaitis. So there's no way that CM Punk the champ is not going to headline the... Oh, I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay. So he's not headlining again. Gotcha.
I don't know. I mean, listen,
Legitimately,
logically, you're right, but I just if
tell me the way that they'll book it that Roman and Brock do not close out the show.
I don't know, maybe you do AJ Nakamura, so you get a happy crowd going home. No way.
You're lucky Vince is letting you have this match.
I know.
Triple H begged him for fucking 5 years for this match. You think he's putting it on last? No shot. No shot whatsoever.
All right.
There's a better chance of it going on first than last.
All right, so Ronda maybe. You have Triple H, you have Stephanie, you have Ronda. You have 3 very known people in the match.
I agree.
And Kurt Angle.
That's the only match. I don't know. If it was under different circumstances, if somebody's career was on the line legitimately or something, I could maybe see them doing Cena Taker last.
We don't know. Maybe there will be.
I
gotta see how they go with the storyline.
I don't know, man. I don't. As of today, as of tonight, as of right now, us recording this show, I cannot see a way that they don't close the show with Roman and Brock.
All right. I think there's a chance it won't happen. I do. Sure. I think if the reaction, I mean, if you're gonna have a crowd booing to go out the show again, they did it before. I mean, they don't want to do that again.
Leading up to that show, we said they couldn't close with Reigns winning the belt, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It was the most boring thing ever. People were just waiting for it to end. It was horrible.
Yep.
And I just don't think they do it again. They knew what happened and how bad it was. I just don't think you go there again.
They definitely don't repeat their mistakes.
Yeah. Well. We can hope.
Yeah, I don't. As of right now, I don't know if there's any shot.
Yeah.
We'll see how the next couple of weeks play out. Maybe they start building something stronger. I mean, for the star power of Ronda Rousey, yeah, sure. You could make an argument for that match going on last.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's Cena Taker. It's the only time you're ever going to see this at Mania. Even though we said it last time, this is probably the last time you're ever going to see Taker. It's one of the last times you're going to see Cena in a big time match. Yeah, there's an argument for that to go on last. And there's also an argument that Vince wants to see Roman Reigns cock his fist and punch his way into the black.
Well, we'll see. Anyhow, so I think we kept them all here long enough.
Also, too, like, does Brock not have it written in his contract that he main events every match?
No, I don't think so.
That's
no choice. He doesn't give a shit. Think he cares? He'd rather it be early so he can go home.
There's some validity to that.
You think he wants to hang around there all day at WrestleMania and have to wait till 11:30 to go home?
He's sitting there all day.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah,
he's getting there and catering.
He's getting there. I know. He's getting there at 10 o'clock. I know.
If you're lucky. What time do I go? No, we always know Mania runs late. When am I really going on?
11 o'clock my match starts, 11:15? Oh, okay. And listen, there's always the possibility they do a squash match. Now, if they're going to do a squash match, there's no way that goes last.
I don't know. Do you see that?
I don't. The way they were booking it up to this week, I said yes. I thought there was a huge possibility. Now, I don't know. But the way they were booking it, I could just see them saying, and if he's not going to, and this all depends too on if he's resigning. If he doesn't resign, I could see them doing that.
If he screwed Vince, it's not going on last. If he said, like, if Vince is like, hey, so remember how we talked about that 2-year extension? He's like, no, fuck you. I'm going back to UFC. Go suck a dick, old man. I could maybe see it not going on last. But the fact that they've brought up the words UFC the letters UFC, the fact that they name dropped Dana White, the fact that the crossover of Brock Lesnar is becoming more and more at the tip of their tongues. You think Vince is going to squash him so that he can't use any fame or any potential that he brings from UFC to talk about him, to put out another DVD about him?
I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
No, you know damn right. All right, everybody.
All right. So like us, subscribe, leave comments. All that fun stuff.
Yeah, we got to figure out like where do we have to start pointing? Like us down here and check out our other video over here. You know, we have to start doing all that goofy stuff now.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show and you hung around for 2 hours.
Yes, eventually one of these days when we say we're going to start giving you short shows, we'll actually follow through.
We'll try. Listen. Once the pay-per-views die down and we're not reviewing pay-per-views and Raw and SmackDown, it'll be a little easier.
Yeah. We also need to get more concise. I also need to stop rambling so much.
Yes, and I even have notes, and we still couldn't keep with it. So whatever. Yeah. But we're getting more organized.
That's the flow of the show. But also too, like we need to stop going. Like sometimes we get a little too analytical. We're like, all right, the first match of the night was this, and then first there was an arm bar, and then there was we just need to fucking talk about shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, ideally we'd love to break it down and do like multiple shows and like have just like a pay-per-view review show, and then we could do Raws and SmackDowns lately, or even just Raws and SmackDowns all kind of combined and just ramp up for pay-per-views and stuff like that. But yeah, we're all trying to get back on some kind of a schedule. We're trying to pump out the podcast and the YouTube and all those fun things.
Yep.
Anyway. So we'll see.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right. Check us out. Good night.